It's a great day to be in Wichita Falls. On behalf of Midwestern State University, Texas, MSU, Texas, the reasons that we're here, we want to share an important update on the presidential search and introduce you to the next leader for our university. Earlier today, our regents had a special called board meeting and unanimously named Dr. Julianne Mazurchak as the sole finalist for president. We're going to formally introduce Dr. Mazurchak here in just a little bit. But with this announcement, we felt it very important to let the members of this community know first. We've got some special guests with us that I'd like to recognize. We have Mr. Michael Lewis, who's the chairman of our Board of Regents. Mr. Lewis. We have Mark Griffin, who's the vice chairman of the Board of Regents, and he was chairman of the search committee. We have Dr. Shelley Sweat, former regent, search committee member. We also have Warren Ayers. Warren, raise your hand, stand up, former board member. We've got Mr. Kevin Crosno, stand up, former chairman of the board. So we also have additional members from the Presidential Search Committee. Anybody that's on the Presidential Search Committee, raise your hand. Let's give them a round of applause. So last fall, after Dr. Suzanne Shipley announced her retirement, we put together a national search for the new president. Dr. Shipley had been instrumental in working to help join our families with MSU Texas and with the Tex Tech system. And the day that happened, most of you will remember, literally on the day of the board meeting, she and her husband got in the car and drove off to Phoenix. So, Dr. Shipley, if you're watching, we all want to say hello. Everybody say hi to Suzanne Shipley. I also want to thank James Johnston. James, stand up. We've been blessed to have Dr. Johnston step up to the helm for this. His passion and dedication toward this university has been nothing short of marvelous for all of us. James, thank you for everything. And we're going to hear in a little bit from Regent Griffin, and we're going to hear in a little bit from Dr. Mazurchak. But before we get going, I want to welcome Mr. Michael Lewis, our chairman of the board, to the podium for some comments. Chairman.
Thank you, Chancellor Mitchell. It's very much an honor to be here with you today, and thank you again to the Search Committee and Regent Griffin for all the work that's been done. On a personal note, some of you have heard me say this before, but I grew up in Olney, 44 miles south of where we are right now. And in fact, my mother's still alive, and their family's been there since 1888. So you don't have to explain Wichita Falls to me. Actually, I probably have a different viewpoint of it than you might think, because it was our city. So for me to come to Wichita Falls as a child, it was a treat, meaning that you got to go to Lester's Steakhouse, or you went to the movie, maybe you got to go to Perkins Timberlake shopping for some new Levi's, who knows. But nevertheless, it was a treat for me to come here, and I have an affinity and love for the community that's genuine. Very fond memories. I continue to be impressed with this institution and what it means to the region and to the state. I've enjoyed the time that I've spent here with the students, faculty, staff, supporters. I've kind of reintroduced myself in a sense, because I've been out of Olney, so to speak, for 50 years. And I got to come and participate in the Values Sharing Summit of the university. It's a great point of history with the 100th anniversary of the university. It was a pleasure to integrate in. I couldn't have scripted it any better from just a personal standpoint, because of the marquee events that are occurring in the university with the centennial celebration, the Values Summit, and now then a new president. So today, where we have announced the sole finalist for the university, the next president, I had the pleasure also of visiting with Dr. Mazurchak in the process, and I know that she's an exceptional leader. She's coming from a background that you'll hear about, but it will transpose here seamlessly. you will be very pleased. I am certain of that. Again, thank you for being here today. Thank everyone at the institution for what you do for the institution. And next, I would like to introduce our Vice Chairman and Search Committee Chairman, Mark Griffin. Regent Griffin.
The short guys have to move the mic a little closer. Thank you, Chancellor Mitchell and Chairman Lewis. This is a significant day, not only for MSU Texas and the Wichita Falls community, but I can tell you also for the Texas Tech University system. And before I kind of delve in just a few remarks about the search process, I think it's important that again, one more time, that we pay tribute and we say thank you to the board members who brought us to this place today and who were willing, in the best interest in their minds of MSU Texas, to step aside. Courageous act. But I hope the community and this campus understands that that courage was steeped in the best interest and in the dreams and the visions of what MSU Texas can be. And also, they can rest assured that the independence of this institution will remain. That's how we do business at the Tech system. We asked if they want to join the family, and they're part of the family, but the beauty of that is they can't be disinherited, okay? They join the family, and out of that, they bring their own talents, they bring their own presence, they bring their own expertise. So this is a significant and a proud day for us. You'll want to know that throughout this process, this university system, Tech, was very intentional in the makeup of this committee. Now, out of the 12 of committee members, 9 represented either MSU Texas or the Wichita Falls community through community volunteers, through former regents, through interested parties. This was very centric to the Wichita Falls community. It's very important to the Texas Tech University system that the recommendation that would come out of this committee was steeped and approved and engaged by the Wichita Falls community. They knew better than we at the Tech system who this person needed to be, what qualities, what qualifications, what personality, what insight they could bring to this university to make it the very best that it can be. So I want to be very clear about this. If this works, it's a tribute to those committee members. If it doesn't, it's my fault, okay? But it's going to work. I can guarantee you that. There's very few sure things in this life. I think this one is a sure thing, and I'm just so thrilled. The process really began back in October. We began to have town halls. We had 3 town halls on the campus where we talked to the constituency about what their vision was. Did they have an ideal or a profile of who they wanted to serve and be the next leader of this institution? But also, who could fit into this community? Who's a fit? That's just as important, I think. So those were very instrumental. But throughout the process, the thing that permeated our process and our search was this, was the trust that the MSU Texas family and the Wichita Falls community had in this process. I can't thank you enough for that. You trusted us with an important task. And this committee that served, I can tell you, did their work. I want to recognize Daley Fuller out of the Chancellor's office. He was so integral in this process, keeping us online, keeping us informed. National search without a consultant group, okay? We were the consultant group, okay? 60+ applicants from coast to coast. This wasn't 7 people from Texas applying for this job. They knew, they saw, and they responded. This was a significant appointment because it's a significant institution. Through the process, we narrowed it down to 7 candidates. We spent a couple of days in Dallas interviewing those candidates. This was a closed search, and this is also unique to this community. MSU Texas has had a history of having open searches where they bring candidates in, where they have a talent show and a swimsuit competition, if you will. We determined that a closed search might be preferable in this situation, and that might encourage as expansive a pool of candidates as possible. And I think we achieved that purpose. Went through the interview process, consulted with each other, visited with each other, relied on each other, trusted each other, and we came to the conclusion that we're presenting to you today. Chancellor Mitchell, then, we handed the recommendation off to Chancellor Mitchell. He did his interviews and his due diligence, and we were just thrilled to be a part of the process. We're thrilled about the candidate that we have today to present to you, Dr. Mazachak. You'll hear more about her, but she brings particular credentials that I think ensure not only the growth and the opportunities that can exist at MSU Texas, but also an engagement in the community that's going to pay dividends for the students and the faculty and the families who make an investment to make sure that their children get the very, very best liberal arts exposure and education. Our role as a system is to be support, okay? We're the support. We're the big brother, if you will, but what that means is they get access to some of our allowance, okay? We support them in everything that they do, and then we get out of the way, and we let the leadership take over, build, dream, grow, and educate, most importantly. So, again, thank you for being here today. I think this speaks volumes. The crowd, the particular individuals that have taken their time to be here, each of you, I want to say thank you for that. And thank again my search committee for their diligence. You know, we even had Austin, the student body president, here, and he even showed up. You know, this was really cool, you know. Very, very, very integral part because he could bring a perspective we needed to hear, okay? And that's from the student side, and he represented their interests very, very well. But I want you to hear from a Wichita Falls committee member, okay? And I'm going to ask Dr. Shelley Sweat to come to the podium now. You know Shelley, President and CEO of the Pretty Foundation, current regent of Texas Women's University, and also a former Texas Tech alum, and a former regent here. So she has a unique perspective, and I want Shelley just to take a moment and to share with you her perspective on this process. Dr. Shelley Sweat.
Thank you, Regent Griffin. You know, it's always hard to follow you wherever you are and whatever you do. So, okay. And I have to say, it is just so wonderful to have all of you here today. And speaking of volume, this is the most people that I have been in a room with in over 2 years. So forgive me if it's a little intimidating. But we appreciate all of you coming out, all of you that are from the community of Wichita Falls, from the Texas Tech University system, as well as from Midwestern. It truly is a very exciting day for all of us. It has been an honor for me to have been included in this important process and presidential search. It's been a true joy, as well as a tremendous responsibility that was not taken lightly. We love Midwestern. I want to echo what others have said, previously stated, but I want you to hear firsthand from a local person serving on this committee about how collaborative and supportive of a process that this has been. From the initial meeting, Chairman Griffin expressed the commitment from Texas Tech to focus on the critical role the representatives from MSU Texas and Wichita Falls had in the selection process. We were charged with being diligent in identifying candidates who embodied the values and culture of our community. This collaboration can be seen from the representation of the committee. Chairman Griffin kind of talked to you or explained that there were 12 people on this committee, and 9 of those individuals were from Wichita Falls and Midwestern communities, and 3 were from the Texas Tech University system. Included in the committee were leaders from the 3 shared governance groups on campus: Austin Strode, the student government president; Karen Moriarty, and y'all can raise your hands, y'all join us with all of this, chair of the Staff Senate; Reagan Foster, chair of the Faculty Senate. Backwards, okay, well, yeah, just change chairs, that'll work, okay? And one of our deans, Dr. Sam Watson, who's dean and professor in the Prothero Yeager College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Additionally, other members of the committee included individuals from the Wichita Falls community, including donors, alumni, and former regents. These included Glenn Barham, Jeff Dillard, Tony Fideli, Oku Okeke, and myself. The 3 remaining members who were heavily outnumbered were Mark Griffin, the committee chair and vice chairman of the Texas Tech University System Board of Regents; Dr. Kendra Burris, deputy chancellor, Texas Tech University System; and Ginger Carrick Davis, the Texas Tech University System Board of Regents. The selection process has come together so nicely, as evidenced by the action today in naming the sole finalist. While it was a different process than we've had in the past, it was new to us all with the current affiliation with the Texas Tech University system, and it epitomized the promise that the Texas Tech system made to Midwestern State University during the transition into their system. They promised that Midwestern would continue to uphold their existing values, and the system would do what was right for our university, allowing us to maintain our identity. The search process shows that the Tech system has done exactly what they said they would, and they have been true to their word. Thank you, Chancellor Mitchell, for ensuring that MSU remains true to its culture while experiencing the positive impact provided by our inclusion in the Texas Tech University system. This is truly a wonderful partnership between MSU and the Tech system, and we're excited to work together as we move forward. The committee itself was very clear in their expectations of the next president for Midwestern. It needed to be someone who understands and can embrace the community, someone who wants to continue the work building the university along with the Wichita Falls community, someone with the experience to work towards building the strong vision and lead the university through growth and change. Someone who will ultimately build on the momentum and legacy we've established over the past 100 years while harnessing this new opportunity before us with the Texas Tech University system. And someone who has the vision to take our university to the new heights that we know we can achieve. I believe we've done that. We believe that Dr. Mazurchak brings all of that to the table and so much more. Thank you, Committee Chairman Griffin, for your leadership and your humor in keeping the committee informed and focused. I think at times he thought he was herding cats. And thank you, Board Chairman Lewis, Chancellor Mitchell, and our sole finalist, Dr. Mazurchak, for being here today for the first time together with our campus and local community. Go Mustangs.
Thank you, Dr. Sweat. They only gave me a few things to do. one of which was to recognize special folks in the audience, and I blundered that. Dr. Rogers, stand up. Dr. Rogers, thank you for everything to get us where we are today. And we also have Nancy Marks. Nancy, stand up. Anybody that knows the former member of the board, Nancy Marks, knows that she's not to be trifled with. When we were first talking about Midwestern and Texas Tech joining forces, and I'm going to say this prefacing, I'm from Longview, Texas, Deep East Texas. To me, anything beyond Tyler was West Texas. So when we're talking about the university joining the Texas Tech system, I kept repeating, you know, the West Texas kids here are just like the kids in Lubbock, et cetera, et cetera. So I went through this big spiel, and at the end of it, she said, that was all very nice, but you need to know we're not in West Texas. What do you mean? We're under the Red River. We're in North Texas. Oh, well, that would have been good to know 30 minutes earlier. So for all of those folks who live in the westernmost portion of North Texas and the remainder of West Texas, thank you, Nancy, for making me look stupid. All right, so now I'm going to introduce Dr. Mazurchak. Dr. Mazurchak has been a leader in higher education for more than 3 decades, all of which have been dedicated to Washburn University in Topeka, Kansas, the capital. She spent the past 5 years serving at Washburn as the Vice President for Academic Affairs and the Chief Academic Officer. She's also a tenured associate professor in accounting. So do you know what the difference with accountants and accountants and lawyers? Accountants know they're not funny. No. I had to say that came up the other day. My bad, I'm sorry. She got her bachelor's degree in engineering management with an emphasis in mechanical engineering from Missouri Institute of Science and Technology, and then earned an MBA from the University of Kansas, and later received her doctorate in accounting from the University of Kansas as well. Her accolades and credentials are as impressive as they come, but much more important than her credentials is her character. Dr. Mazurchak is a champion for the liberal arts education, and she's committed to expanding educational access. Why? Because she, too, is a first-generation college graduate. Her passion and her previous success focuses on achievement and access to transformational educational opportunities. She's a proven and visionary leader, as well as a proactive collaborator who's effectively demonstrated throughout her career how substantial growth and lasting change can be created through strategic planning and appropriate execution. We believe Dr. Mazurchak is someone who understands the values that are such a strong part of MSU Texas, and she will represent the culture that has been ingrained here at MSU for generations to come. I also want to mention Dr. Mazurchak may have grown up and spent most of her life in the Sunflower State, but she has significant family ties to Texas, along with numerous family members who've served in the United States Air Force. My family is an Army family, but that's okay. I think she's going to fit in extraordinarily well here, not just at MSU Texas, but in Wichita Falls. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Julianne Mazurchak as the sole finalist for the president of Midwestern State University. Dr. Mazurchak. Great to see you.
Hello, everyone. It is such an honor to be here today, and I promise you this will be probably one of the shortest set of remarks you'll hear from me ever. But I look forward to getting to know you and to talking more. So first, I want to say thank you to Chancellor Mitchell. Thank you for your introduction and your very kind words today. And I am grateful to you for the care that you take in these important hiring processes and your leadership and vision for the Texas Tech system. It is exciting to be here today at MSU Texas as the sole finalist, and I am grateful to you and the Regents for making my selection possible. I also want to thank Chairman Lewis, thank Regent Griffin, and I want to thank all of the search committee members for your dedication, and we've talked about how important this process is. You've heard that from several people. Thank you for the time that you took, the dedication that you took to finding the best candidate that you could find. So thank you very much. And then I want to say that today is a life-changing day for me. It is thrilling to think about the possibilities in the future for MSU Texas, and I'm excited and honored to be named as the sole finalist for your president, and I look forward to joining all of you and the team in making this happen in the future. I would like to take just a few moments. I have some family that was able to join me today, and I feel very blessed by that, and I would like to introduce you to them. So first, I need to introduce my husband, who is an amazing professor, dad, grandpa, hubby for 37 years, and my best friend and supporter. This is Dr. Keith Mazachek. My daughter, Kara, who lives in Washington, D.C., and is an economics researcher for the International Trade Administration for the Department of Commerce, and they're very embarrassed. And she is here joining us today, too. And then my daughter, Stephanie, who lives in Kansas City. She's a certified public accountant, and she works with Grant Thornton. And I do, yes, thank you. My son was unable to join us today. He is in the Air Force. He and his wife, Juliana, and our two precious little granddaughters, Addie and Aaliyah, are stationed in Yokota, Japan, and they were unable to make the trip today, but they are here in spirit and in heart. And I just want to say the reason I think it's so important to introduce my family is I feel so blessed by them, but I wanted them to be here on this momentous day. I would not be able to be here without their love and support all of these years, and I'm so glad that you could make the time and the trip to be here. So I want to take just a few minutes to talk with you about why MSU and why I couldn't possibly say anything but yes to this opportunity. MSU is at such an exciting inflection point in its history, a turning point that creates many new opportunities. MSU has been making a difference in the lives of students and in the Wichita Falls community and the region for 100 years. You are beginning your second century of changing lives, and with the new association with the Texas Tech system, it is certain that there will be many, countless new opportunities for MSU. We cannot possibly yet know what all of these possibilities are or may be, but I do know that working together, we will discover, we will plan, we'll establish, and we are going to realize amazing dreams and goals for MSU's future. Together, we will build an outstanding vision and a future for MSU. I was extremely excited about this position as soon as I learned about it. I spent a lot of time researching the university, which I have to say, I don't know who's responsible for your website, but the website's amazing, because I learned so much about MSU, and it convinced me that I had to apply for this position. I learned about your history, about your traditions. I gained a great understanding about the values, which were actually very important to me in choosing an institution, and then studying the community of Wichita Falls. What I immediately discovered, even from a distance, was what a special place MSU is. This is a wonderful place dedicated to its students and their success, to teaching excellence, to high-quality academic programs, and to creating truly exceptional learning experiences for students. This is a place integral to the success of its surrounding community, and this is a place that's poised and ready to take the next step and rise even further. There is so much positive momentum and so many yet to be realized opportunities, dreams, and goals. I just had to say yes to be a part of that. I am so energized and enthusiastic to get started and begin our work together. In closing, I want all of you to know how honored I am to have been selected as the sole finalist to be the next president of MSU Texas. I look forward to getting to know each of you. I get to spend additional time today on campus and am truly excited about our future together. Thank you all for being here today to welcome us to the Mustangs family. This means the world to me and to my family. Wishing you the very best today. Look forward to meeting all of you in the future, and go Mustangs!
Oh, now the kids stand up. Well, a lot of you out there are probably thinking, what is this sole finalist? What does that actually mean? Well, in Texas, state law requires 21 days. It gives you a chance to make sure she's not actually, like an axe murderer on top of being a great vice president at Washburn. No, so at the end of 21 days, then she'll be announced as the next president. And the start date is going to be in May at some point. So thank you all for attending. MSU, as you know, is the oldest university in the Texas Tech system. Texas Tech University will be celebrating its 100th anniversary next year. And so this is a great day for MSU Texas. It's a great day for the Texas Tech system. We're extraordinarily excited about the opportunities that we have. We're extraordinarily grateful for the traditions and the history that we have here at the university, and we're looking forward to great days to come. So there'll be time to visit with Dr. Mazurchak now. This concludes the formal part of the ceremony, and so I invite everybody that wants to get a chance to say hello to come say hello now, and otherwise we look forward to great things. So thanks for attending, everybody.